My name's Endeavour, and this is All the Mods 10 to the sky. And last time we got this automated sieving setup going, and I'm pleased to say it is doing very well. Though we still have issues with power and what to do with processing afterwards, but the sieving itself is going really good. So I do have 2 diamond upgrades in here now, and that's because I've added another 3 mechanical squeezers. So we've got 4 of these things trying to get through everything that comes into this chest, and as you can see there, it's doing pretty well. We do have a couple of ores hanging around every now and then, but for having 2 of them in, that's pretty good. So I did have it up to 3 at one point, but it can't quite handle that. So I may have to think of something else to do, or maybe we'll just add some more. I did have the sand also at 3, and I got tons of stuff out of that. But I'm having issues with power again, so I need to go have a look at that. But the dust, as this is a priority, I want loads of redstone from this. I've kept this at 3. The netherrack and the deep slate aren't upgraded at all, and we just have 1 in the end stone. I don't know why I'm doing this, to be honest, because it's only really for ender pearls, and I've got tons of them now. So I'm going to take those out. We'll just have those at that level. So if we let's just go have a quick look at the power, because when I came over here, it was completely empty. It was not doing well at all. So yeah, it is going back up a little bit now because I've taken those upgrades out. And for the power generation, we now have 2 of the 64 times magmatic generators, which is really good. That produces over 20,000 RF per tick between them. But as you can see, we're not getting enough lava. So we have 8 crucibles on top of the superheating elements, but that's not enough. So I'm thinking I'm going to need to double this up, but that would mean changing the layout of this, wouldn't it? So what I'm thinking is I'll have a row of these, and then that'll feed into one of them, and then I'll have another row, or maybe 2 rows for each one actually, because it might need more than that. So I'm going to need to do something about the power, but the first couple of things I'm going to do today, I don't believe I'm going to use that much power, so I'm going to come back to this later on. I've got everything else on me that I want to use, because I need to do a bit of a gear upgrade. It's mainly because of my Paxel really, because this thing, it was great at first, but it's just really slow now. And then the armor, well, I could definitely do with an upgrade of that as well. So what I'm thinking of doing, initially I was going to do the atomic disassembler from Mechanism, and this thing is really great, but I always forget. I think this recipe changed as well, because yeah, we're in a new version now. We've just updated to, I think it's 1.1.1 of Almost 10 to the Sky, and yeah, I think this is more complicated than it was. It definitely wasn't this before. And I believe this was the normal alloys. So yeah, this has gone up a bit. But regardless, I still need to do an all-modium pickaxe, which isn't too difficult because I'm sieving for all-modium nuggets. So I could probably get enough to do this. But I need to get the all-modium smithing template, which means getting the smithing template first. And this is a whole process on its own. So I can't do that. But what I've decided to do instead is do the refined obsidian. So for that, we need to craft ourselves an osmium compressor. And that's what all this stuff is here. That's what I need that for. So if I grab an osmium compressor, and I also have 8 each of the upgrades, and I'm really pleased I did this before I updated, because these have now changed to using the structural glass, which is a Mechanism thing where it uses steel around glass. It was just glass before, so they've done a few tweaks to Mechanism. I didn't actually check. Can I do the gas burning generator yet? Because that would be nice, wouldn't it? I'm still not going to let this go. No, still no gas burning generator. Never mind. Okay, so for the osmium compressor, we'll get this down somewhere. Let's just put this here, and then we can put the energy and speed upgrades into there. And then if we put the osmium in, that'll go into there. And this is basically like the infusing factory, but it uses osmium and puts it into other things. So with this, we can get refined obsidian ingots. So we can use this basically just like everything else for crafting. We can craft armor and the Paxel and all the other tools as well. So I'm going to need 24 for the armor, and then I can never remember how to craft these. It's an axe, a shovel, and a pickaxe, I think. So that's 7 for that, isn't it? So if we get 31, that should do. Right, okay, let's give this guy, just need some sticks as well. Right, so I'm going to need a pickaxe, an axe, and a shovel. And I think that's how you do it. So I'll put a pickaxe in the middle. That and that. Is that right? There we go. Refined obsidian. And look at the durability on that. 8,000. I'll take that compared to what's that? 1,600. So yeah, that's much better. And then we can do the same for the armor as well. So let's get some of this. Chestplate. And then finally the boot. Oh, actually, I didn't want to do the boots because I want to do something else. I want to do these, the free runners. No, the recipe hasn't changed for this, so that's alright. I can live with that. But let's take these off. Put this on. That's better. And then we can put these away. And those as well. So shall we do the free runners as well? Because what I want the free runners for is because I'm flying around now on my jetpack, when I land, I still take fall damage. So I want to craft these. And if these have got power, I won't take any fall damage, which is great. So let's get what we need for these. What is it? So a couple of infused alloy. Got 1 energy tablet there. Now, this is part of the problem as well. I'm having to look through tons of stuff, and it's really annoying. So I want to get this fixed as well. We want 2 basic control circuits, and then need one of these as well, guys. So let's get 2 more of those, and then we need redstone and gold. 1 more of these, and now we should kind of. What do you mean? I've got 1. All right, are we going to be funny about it? Let's do it ourselves. There we go, 3 runners, nice, and they already have energy in them. So if I take these off and put these on, I should now be able to fall from any height and not take any damage. There we go. That's much better. Right, so I'll put these boots away. Use them if I'm doing some fighting or something. And as I mentioned, we have updated to a new version of the pack, and one of the things that was added is the Botany pot. So I definitely want to get one of these. I haven't got any clay. I got a little bit. And grab some mud. Let's grab a few. And if we take it to our enriching factory, all that, and put those in there, this should turn into clay blocks, I believe. Yeah, there we go. So we'll have that and put that straight into our smelter. Actually, I want some bricks as well, so let's turn that back into clay balls. We'll put that in there. And I've also added a stack upgrade tier 4 into here as well, because the amount of stuff I've got coming through is ridiculous, and I don't have a way of getting it up to my drawers just yet. So I've put a stack upgrade in here, and that allows us to have 1,024 items in each slot. So that should keep going for a while. Don't know why that's in there. Anyway, let's set that. And then we'll do a couple of pots. And if we take that, should be able to do some of these now. So let's get 2 of those. And then we can turn these into the hopper version as well, which is what I want to do. 2 of those, and then we can turn those into the hopper version. Right. So now I just need a chest. I'll just go with the basic one for now, because I will change this later on. But let's just put, where should we put this? That's it. Let's just put it at the back down here, and then we can just take our hopper botany pots, put those on top of there like that. There was a bit of a lag there. Now these look slightly different, so let's see if these work as I thought. I've got a feeling these are going to work on saplings. So if I put some dirt and sapling, no, it's not going to work, is it? Or is it? And then does it need a hoe, or does it need an axe? Let's just craft an iron axe, see how that works. Are you in there? No, it has to be a hoe. Trees in there, does that work? Yeah, that's growing, so it doesn't work with trees. That's annoying. Right, I could definitely be doing something wrong there, but we'll leave that to its thing anyway. Getting a bit of wheat, that's not a bad thing. So, anyway, what I want to do, as you can see, I'm having a bit of trouble crafting things. So now I think it's time we need to get into AE2, don't we? So it's not going to be a huge crazy system. I just want to do something really basic, just with the storage that we've already got, and just so I can craft things with what I've already got much easier. All we need to do really is the glass cable, the crafting terminal, and a couple of storage buses, and that is going to connect to this, and that'll give us access to all the drawers. And then we can do something similar for the chests, and that is this thing here, the storage controller. So we just put that next to this group here. We'll be able to put a storage bus on that, and that'll be able to access everything in these chests. So that is going to be a really simple thing to do. But first we need to do a little bit of the AE2 grind, don't we? So the first thing we need to craft is an inscriber, and I don't have that recipe up there, so let's just get one of these. Right, so that's nice and simple, isn't it? We can definitely do that. So do we have any pistons already? So those, right, so we should be able to do that now. So let's grab that. And with this doesn't need to be connected to AE2 power. We can just stick this on anything. So let's go put this downstairs where we have our normal power. Should probably do power upstairs as well, but we're not going to use this that much at the moment. So let's have a look at what we need for the crafting terminals. So for the top level one, it's a calculation processor, which means we need a calculation circuit and a calculation press. So we can do that with this, because we can create them from stuff that we're getting from sieving. So we'll just do an iron plate, and we've got these 2 things, which is really good. I was a little bit worried there. I might have to go down some crazy rabbit hole, but that's all right. We also need a logic press, so this again is the same thing. So I just need to get the presses sorted first, really, guys. Don't have to worry about quantum just yet. So the iron plates I can just do with a hammer, can't I? Yeah. Right. So let's get some iron plates. These will probably come in handy for something else later on. So I'll just get a ton of them, just like that. And then we need engineering, logic, and then what do we need for the calculation. I need to do the silicon as well. Well, calculation is, can use either charged or normal, and we've got 4,000 of the normal, so I'm going to take that one. And then for the silicon, we need to get some silicon first, don't we? So how do we do this? Smelt up, set as quartz dust, or we can do this for the quartz blend. So this makes it much cheaper, but this is probably easier because I've got tons of it from sieving. Look at that, nearly 16,000. So we can just smelt this up. How can I do it? I can bulk blast it. Yeah, that's fine. So let's just do a load of this, and then we can just stick that in there whilst we're getting on with the rest. And then in the inscriber, if we put that there, I also need sky stone dust as well. So let's grab some of that. Then if we put that in there, and one of those, our progress bar starts up very slowly because we don't have any acceleration cards. So we'll give engineering, calculation, and then we'll put that in there for the logic. And while that's doing that, I'll go get the silicon. So that's the logic, and if we just put silicon in there as well, we now have all 4 of the main presses. Right, so that's good. Let's put the silicon one back in there and put a stack of silicon in as well. Get some of that up and running, and then let's just have a look at everything else we need. So calculation press is on the way, logic processor is on the way as well, and then for the formation core and the annihilation core, we need again logic processors, set as quartz, which we've already got, and then fluix dust. So for this, we need to create fluix first, and this is a nice simple thing. We just need to take charged set as quartz, redstone and quartz, and throw it into water, and we'll get the fluix crystal. So let's go do a bit of that. So firstly, so redstone, quartz, and charged setters. So then if we just put those, and those in there, that should start transforming. That's doing that now. So turn my magnet back on, pick up 2 stacks of that, nice. So we just need to crush this down into dust. Now I could probably do that in something else, but I'll do it in the inscriber anyway, that's where we're supposed to do it. But those are still going, it's going to take a while. Might be worth crafting a couple more of these, seeing as they are so cheap, I should probably do that. Right, so another 3 of those, that should definitely help. So let's stick these down here. And I can put some flukes in there to get that going. And the silicon's still going, so let's do some of the others as well. So let's put the calculation in there. Don't need the engineering yet, and then we'll put a logic in there. So I just need to get some Cetus and some gold. So calculation, put Cetus in there, and then gold into the logic. Right, I suppose we should do the easy bit as well, shouldn't we? So I'll get some Cetus quartz dust and some glass. And then that means we can craft the quartz fiber. So I'll get a load of that. And then with the fluix crystal and that, we can craft the cable. So we're not going to do loads of this. Let's just get a few of those. So that's one off the list. Storage bus, much simpler. We just need pistons again and an interface. And for these, again, we need the formation cores and the annihilation cores, which need the processors. So we just need to get these processors going, and we're pretty much there. So I'm just going to wait for these to finish, and then we can do the final step with turning them into the processors. Right, so these are now all done. Take all that fluix. I've got a printed calculation circuit and the printed logic circuit and a full stack of printed silicon as well. So we'll take all the presses out now because we don't need those anymore. And then to get these going, I think we don't need that many, do we? I think it's only 1 actually, but I might as well do a few because it's going to tie the machine anyway. So let's do 8 of those in there. 8 redstone and 8 printed silicon. And then I'll start doing the calculation processor. And then we might as well just stick in half a stack for the logic ones. Stick those in there as well, and that'll start doing the logic ones. Okay. Right, so a couple of bits we need. Not that complicated, but it's necessary. We need a crafting bench, and then we need to do some pistons as well, didn't we? So let's do those. So we're going to do 4, because I need 2 of the storage buses. So for the interface, let's do these annihilation circuits first. Right, so I think we're pretty much there now. So I'll grab everything we've got out of here. I think we can go back up and do a bit of crafting now. So firstly, let's stick some of this silicon away because it's just clogging up my inventory. And those and those. A little bit of quartz. So I need to do annihilation cores. And you get 2 from each recipe, which is good because I think I need 2 of them. And then the formation core. Let's get 2 of those as well. And then right, I need some quartz glass. Grab that. And I need some glowstone as well. We're very, very close. It looks like I'm not going very far, but honestly, this is close. So, illuminated panel. Can then turn that into an ME terminal. And then finally, that goes into a crafting terminal. Nice. Okay, so now that we can actually set up the network. It won't be powered, and it also won't be connected to any storage, but that's what we need to basically interface with everything. So next bit is to do a storage bus. Now we just need to craft up one of these interfaces, which we should be pretty close to now. So we just need one more piece of glass. So let's have that, and then we can now do a storage bus. Right, brilliant. So the only other thing we need to get the network powered, we don't need to use our main power that we're using for all the sieving. We can just use this thing, the crystal resonance generator. So one block fluix, and was it a charge status? Yes, it was. Okay, so let's get one of those, and then we can do that and that. So believe it or not, that is everything we need to set up this AE2 system. So this, I can't believe this doesn't do trees yet. I'm hoping that will get added at some point, because these botany pots for trees are just great. But anyway, let's stop complaining and put that on there. So the storage bus, that connects to any storage that you want. So you could do it to each chest individually, but if you've got a controller like this, it's very handy. So we're just going to have two controllers, one for these and one for the chests, and then we can access everything. So we're just going to shift right click on there, and I'll put that in. We can then put some fluix cables down, and that thing's in the way, isn't it? But never mind. So we'll just put some of these across here. And I don't know where I'm going to set this up, but it is going to be very temporary for now. So let's just stick that there. We'll take our crafting terminal. And if we just take this, which will power it, we can put that at the back there. And that will power the network. And if we look at this, right, I need to change this bit. There's a number of items. And then we want this to be tall center terminal. No, full height, that's one. Right, okay, so now that I sorted by number of items descending, so we can see everything we've got in the storage drawers. So if I try and click in everything that I've got here, you can see most of it doesn't go in. So anything that's hasn't got space in the drawers won't go in there. With that in mind, we want to set the priority of this to higher. So when we put stuff into here, it's going to go to the high priority storage buses first, and then this one is going to be a lower priority. So it's going to try going in there first, and then if not, it'll just find a space in here. And I have sorted these pretty much while I've been going along, but this is just going to dump them in anyway now. But it doesn't matter, because I'm not going to be using them anymore. I'm just going to be going in here. So that's it now. We just need to set up another storage bus, but we also need to craft this thing as well, the storage controller. So I don't know if this is going to make it any easier, but let's give it a go. So can we do, just grab, and then one more. And now can I do two comparators, please? No. One more, okay, and then I just need a chest, and then finally do that. Oh, does it have to be right? It has to be a sophisticated storage. Okay, let's do that and that. Turn it into sophisticated chest, and now we should be able to do it. There we go. Right. So the idea is we put this next to these, and because these are all touching, we should be able to see everything that's in all of these. So including the barrels as well, I'm hoping. So I can't see everything just from this preview. So we just need to get this connected up with another storage bus. So let's try and do that. Oh yeah, we need to do some more of these as well, do we? So let's grab those and those, and now another interface, and then finally storage bus. Nice. Okay, so if we just put that one on there, and yeah, I know this is a bit janky, but it'll be fine, don't worry. So now we should be able to see everything in here. So what have I got right over at this end? So let's have a look for the moss. Can we see that? Yes, there we go. 197. That sounds about right, doesn't it? So just over 3 stacks. Yeah. Okay, so that is everything in here, all connected. So we can now craft all from here, and it's everything that we've got in all of our storage. So I don't have any cobble in here, so that could be a problem at some point. But now I can just shift click everything into here, and anything that's not in the drawers will go into here. So it's probably gone into this one. Yeah, so that's all the stuff that I've just put in. Nice. Right, so that is a great weight off, and now everything else I do from now on with crafting should be a lot easier. So what I'm going to do next? Right, something exciting has happened, and this couldn't have come at a better time. Right, so I don't normally do this in the middle of an episode, but I've updated to the next version of the pack that has just come out, and that's 1.1.2. And as you can see here, we have a tree growing, and that's because they've just added the add-on for botany pots that allows trees to grow in. It's Botany trees, I think it's called. So as you can see in there, we now have oak logs. So it's not the fastest thing in the world, but I've been reading up a little bit, and if you put an efficiency tool in there, it increases how quickly this grows. So we're definitely going to get into this at some point, but I'm just going to take these out for now, because even though I said wheat's not a bad thing, it's not what I want. So let's get a spruce sapling, so I want to get some spruce going in there as well. So I don't think if we put a hoe in there, it's going to do anything. So we'll just do that for now. And I think we can put better dirt in there as well to make this grow faster. So we'll leave that to do its thing, and it's just a free supply of wood. So I'll take that. Very nice. So the other thing as well, they did something with the diamond recipe, and it's messed up all of my diamonds. So when I was searching in there for diamonds, I didn't have any at all. And that's because it's turned everything into these things, the diamond shards. So I'm basically just trying to take these out. I'm about halfway there because there was 40,000 of them. So I'm taking all these out, and it's a little bit annoying, but I basically just need to craft all these up into diamonds, and then I can put them back into here. So I'll get this done, and then we can get on with the next thing. Right, so I've got all those crafted up now, and I've put those back in there. But for some reason, when you put the shards in, they don't work in the storage drawer. So that will probably get changed at some point. But for now, we can just lock this, and then we can get that added back into there. And now I shouldn't have a mild panic. Well, let's search for diamonds. Right. Okay, that's good. So now, the next thing I want to do a bit of a base expansion. But I don't want to be placing blocks one at a time, because we're playing modded Minecraft, so we're going to do things a little bit differently. So finally, I'm going to get into building gadgets. I never use these things, but it is a great mod. I know everyone uses it, so I'm going to start as well. So what's that one? So I'll craft all of these because they're probably a quest, but I don't think I'm going to use them all straight away. So the copy and paste one is the one I'm interested in at the minute. Now there is one feature I would love in this that it doesn't have, and that is to flip. But what you can do is copy and paste things. You can rotate them, but you can't flip them, so mirror them the other way, which is what I want to do with this building. I want to mirror it on the other side. So I may have to do like little pieces of it at a time and rotate them, but that's alright. The exchanging gadget, this could be useful for texturing, and the building gadget is just like the general purpose one that's great for building like long lines of blocks or stacking things up. So we need to get all these charged, and hopefully my power is okay now. So what we got? Yeah, loads in there. So let's get all these charged up. Oh, that was lightning fast, wasn't it? Exchanging gadget and copy paste gadget. Right. So I've only ever used these in creative as well, so I'll probably have to do something different in survival, because obviously if we're copying and pasting, we need to have the blocks that it's copied in our inventory or somewhere so you can build them. You can't just do it from the creative menu. So yeah, this could be interesting. So I'll turn this hover on, and hopefully it's going to tell me what I need when I do it. So I'm going to start really simple. So I've started building this up a little bit around here, and I'm just going to copy these windows just so I know what I'm doing. So firstly, we shift right click on there, and if we right click on this one, that puts a bounding box around that. So I've gone 3 wide, 4 high, and 2 deep. So it says 24 blocks. So then to paste it, we go into the menu, and I've got that bound to the G key, and then we need to click on paste. And then you can see if we hover somewhere, it'll tell us where it's going to paste it. So what I would normally do is right click this, but it's not going to work because I don't have the blocks. So if I go into here and click on materials list, it tells me that I don't have these. So I need all of these things in my inventory before I can paste. So that's good. It's not cheaty. Well, it is a little bit. It means I don't have to place them myself. So let's go get those things. And now I don't have to go through all my chests. This is going to be much easier. So let's get some cut. I don't have much of that. Let's get that. Get some more calcite as well. I don't have any. Oh, I don't have those linked downstairs. Right. I need to get these linked up as well at some point. But I have all these block generation things down here that I would like to have access to as well. So let's just grab some of that. I'm going to stick it upstairs. We also need dark oak, but it was stripped dark oak, wasn't it? So that I might have to strip that first. That's annoying. And then spruce, so stairs and trapdoors, and then the macaw's windows as well, wasn't it? So let's grab some. I don't have loads of these, but we should now be able to paste one of them. All right, so let's give this a try. So is that right? So what I need to do is break that block there, I believe. And now if I try it, because this won't replace blocks either. So we need to, if we right click, I don't have the strip dark, right, so let's just do some of this dark oak. Now if I do it, oh no I didn't, oh actually no I didn't copy the dark oak, right, so that's alright. Just check that I didn't that right. Yeah, so there's no strip dark oak in there, that's fine. So right click that there, because I have everything, it builds it all for me, that's great. And obviously you need to adjust the trapdoors, that's not a problem. That one's slightly different, but then if I break this one, and put that in there. Right, this is going to be so much simpler to build. Open those. Yeah, that's what I want. Okay, so we should probably try it with the dark oak as well. So let's go back into this, go back into copy. And if I shift right click, let's do the big one now. So let's go from there to, well, I'm going, should we try that? Does that go back to the, yeah, that gets the calcite as well, doesn't it? So let's have a look at the material list for that. Right, I don't have enough strip dark oak. This is really handy actually. Never done this in survival before, so bear with me. It's all new. So that needs to go where that block is there. So get rid of that. And then right click there. That's going to build up the whole window. That's brilliant. I love this thing. Right. So the other one I want to use is the building gadget, and this has lots of cool features. But what I'm really interested in is it build to me? Yeah, I think this is the default one as well. We do vertical walls. This is crazy. Yeah, I've got lots to learn. I know I have. But let's just go get some of the roofing materials, because that's the one I want to try on. I don't have tons. I need to get some of this crafted. Let's grab that. So what I want to try and do is build like that. Oh, it's doing stone, isn't it? Right. So I need to. No. Right, so I shift right click on the block that I want to build, so I don't need to have that on my offhand. And then if I just go back here, it'll build all the way up to me. If I just do that. There we go. So I just right click there, and that's gone all the way along. So I'm not going to have this all the way along, I'm going to break out the blocks in the middle, but if I just follow the pattern of this roof, it'll make it easier. So I can just build all that up all the way to the end, and then knock out the middle bit and do whatever I'm going to do over here. So if I then shift right click on the stairs, I want to see if, yeah, it does it the same way around. That's great. So if I did it this way, this will be the same way around. I love this thing. Right, I've got a lot of building to do, and so that goes where it's red. I'm assuming that's where I don't have enough blocks. So if I just do that, it'll go up to where I've got. That's brilliant. Okay, I think building this side is going to be much easier than the other once I figure out how these tools work properly. And the exchanging gadget, I believe I'm going to use this for texturing if I can. So I don't have anything on me, but let's go like that. So I'll shift right click there, and then I can just point at this, and I can probably do it from real far away as well. And if I just right click, it'll swap those blocks out. That's great. So I'm not going to leave that as deep set, but then if I come through here and put some like cracked bricks and cobblestone and mossy cobble, I can just do this from wherever and basically just paint on the textures rather than knocking the blocks out. So that's going to be very helpful as well. Right, so now I'm going to get on some building, and with these new tools, hopefully it shouldn't take too long. Right, so I've got the rest of that building done, and it's looking pretty good, and it was fairly easy to do, just copying little bits of it at a time. But after getting that done, I decided to do something a little bit different in the middle. So I quite like the tower at the top, but I thought it kind of disappeared into the building at the bottom. So what I decided to do was just build out a similar kind of look, but coming out a little bit further and having the staircase go up to it this time instead, rather than going down to the platforms that I'd built originally. And then around the staircase, I just built the tower up out of stone bricks using the build to me function on the building gadget, and got it done pretty quick. And this is where we are at the minute. So after the time lapse, I also did a little bit more building with the exchanging gadget. So I just set down all the blocks that you can see in here, and then I just basically just painted just from stone on the floor. I could just look up, right click, and it'd change the block out. So it's a really cool way of doing it, because you can just see it from the same angle and then fly around and do a little bit more. So I've tried to do a little bit more detailing around the front as well. Just put a few stairs, trapdoors and fences, and then I've done the same on both sides. It does get a bit less impressive as we go around the side, because we've got this big wall here, and I haven't done any detailing at the back at all. But this wall here, at the other end, I did have a play with something, and I built this little structure here. It's nothing fantastic, but it does break up like the big area that was just really obvious. So this just comes into here, and I can have a fly out of here if I need to. So I think the plan for next time is I want to build out at the back, and I think I'm just going to go really big area. Mainly grass at the minute, get some passive mob spawning, and then we can build a load of farms and stuff on top of that, and maybe a few machines. And then we've got this staircase coming down the front, and this goes to this little courtyard area we've got around here. So I'm going to expand this as well, have a few more buildings around here. I don't know yet. We've got lots of things that we need to do, don't we? And we definitely need a building for each of them as well. So I think with that's a good place to leave it. Got a lot done today. We've got our AE2 system done, and a massive base expansion. And I've even started using building gadgets, which I've been meaning to do for years. So if you have enjoyed this episode, please do leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more. And I'll see you again next time. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye bye.